Julianne, head coach at Performance360 here, and today we're going to go over some of the finer points of the front squat, how to rack the barbell properly, and then some of the corrections to look for as you're improving upon this lift and starting to build some strength. So I'm going to have Dave here go ahead and get into his front rack position. And one of the things I really like to encourage my athletes to do is make sure, number one, your hands are outside of your shoulders when you're setting up for your rack, and number two, that the bar is resting on your anterior delts. So there should be like a little shelf there once you get some muscle built in that space that not only puts the barbell on the delts, but also keeps it just above the collarbone so it's in a safe position. Now, if Dave were to bring his hands in a little bit more narrow, what that's going to do is essentially pull his elbows in too narrow. When you do that and you try to do a squat, it makes it a lot harder to keep those elbows tall and keep the chest up, and it's going to make the bar start to drop forward. So as he begins to stand, it's going to make it a lot harder to keep that lift moving in a linear path. If we take the hands out an inch, two, maybe even wider, depending on your shoulder mobility, we get some better external rotation, and it's much easier to keep the elbows up tall and the chest tall between the arms as he descends all the way down into his full range of motion. He can maintain that position at the bottom and then driving through the midfoot to stand up, maintaining that position all the way through. Some of the things that we see a lot with front squats is that drop of the elbows. That's a lack sometimes of strength and rigidity in the torso. So if we keep the lats super tight, we can keep them up. But if they collapse, then what happens is the elbows drop, and as Dave tries to perform his squat again, when he comes out of the hole, his butt's going to lift up first, which is going to tip the whole lift forward once more. Okay, so we want to make sure we're staying super tight in the lats, super tight in our core, and focusing on the chest remaining up so that when we descend, that bottom position remains super tall and tight, driving through the midfoot to stand all the way back up. Sometimes we want to practice making sure we've got everything in that right position, everything balanced over the midfoot by just letting go of the bar, reaching forward, and seeing if we can perform that same range of motion without any movement of the bar forward or backward. And as you can see, Dave can, so you know that bar is sitting in the right spot, and then he can proceed with adding weight and starting to build some strength within the lift.